Hello, fabulous humans. Good morning and welcome to our Atheopagan Media Team channel. I'm Susan and thank you for being here with me this morning. Morning for me, whatever time of day it is for you. I'm here today to talk to you about one of the Atheopagan principles, which is legacy. And that differs from responsibility in a little bit of a time sense. So responsibility, at least to me, is more about what am I doing in the here and the now that is affecting the world around me and making the world a better place. Whereas legacy is how am I making the world a better place after I'm gone? And a lot of the time the difference boils down to one is about your personal actions, either activism or working for the earth, working for your community, justice actions, etc. And the other is really a lot to do with how are you engaging with the next generation and how are you impacting their lives in a positive way and bringing the Atheopagan values into their lives so that that's going to live forward. I'm out here in my garden today, and a lot of the time I feel like I'm not doing enough from a responsibility standpoint. I'm not meeting all the goals that I would like to meet. I've, planted a vegetable garden and I've not tended it. So in some ways that's pretty wasteful, and I'm not, doing all these things that I wish I was doing. I'm not out, picketing or showing up for some of the social justice things that I wish that I was. But one of the reasons for that is that I am a parent, and so much of my energy goes into teaching my child, my daughter, how to be a human generally, and how to, in my opinion, be a good human and a better human and a kind and compassionate and caring human. All those traits, all those other Atheopagan values that we've been talking about on the video series and will be continuing to talk about. It's a lot of work. If you're a parent, if you're a grandparent, if you're a teacher, if you're a preschool teacher, if you're involved in a child's life or many child's lives in any way, librarian, anybody who has a child in their life, theirs or otherwise, it's probably the most important thing, in my opinion, that you engage with that person and teach them, how to be kind, compassionate, inclusive, brave human. And it's a lot of work for everybody. And it's hard. And it's hard. So I guess my message is twofold, is that one, it's hard, and give yourself some slack on some of the other things that you wish that you were doing if you're having trouble with them because you're involved in this other really great important thing. But also, and I think that Yucca has talked about this in some of the podcasts and other places too, it's really important that we understand that the kids are people too, and there's so much in this pagan space about ancestor veneration or honoring or worship, the spectrum. But our kids are so important. It's great to look backwards at where we've come from and who got us to where we are today as both individuals and as a species and a civilization and a culture. But it's so important to look ahead at where we're going. I can put all the work I want to into my yard. I've put some videos up so far on the channel so you can see what it looks like, and it used to just be grass. I've put a lot of work in the last 10 years into putting in fruit trees and native plants and a whole bunch of other stuff, but that doesn't matter at all if once I'm gone somebody else buys this property and decides that they want a manicured lawn and they're just going to rip everything out. So it's really important, not just for the land that I'm stewarding, but for society as a whole to pour that energy into the next generation, so that once, you know, we're gone and we can't espouse our values, somebody else is doing it. Somebody else is going to pick up where we've left off, and hopefully more people. I think that's a trend we're seeing, that, you know, younger generations are becoming more and more in line with, if not necessarily Atheopagan specific set of values, but certainly values that align with ours. And yeah, that's what I wanted to share today. It's a really important piece of the puzzle for me, and I hope that this video was helpful for you in parsing together what that can look like, and what your piece might be to play if you're, you know, not a parent, if you're not an aunt or uncle, or you know, a caregiver directly. There are so many other ways to be involved in kids' lives, and you may not even be aware of the ways that you already are, but thank you for the work that you're doing, and keep at it. Thanks always for watching, and I can't wait to see you next time.